everyone, my name is Ben and welcome back to PASSTHEauxCORD, a channel where I left this off at track number 7, Glass. We checked out track 1 through 6 in part 1, and I was liking the direction of this album for the most part. Some really great tracks on here so far, some that I found a little bit more lackluster, but I think that there's some really interesting stuff. But without any further ado, track number 7, Glass. Wow, that sounds really nice. Such a hypnotic rhythm to this. Oh wow. That hit like in a really heavy way already. Once again, this really reminds me of First Impressions of Earth, but I do think that it's kind of a better way of executing this song style that kind of resembles the other music that he's done. Yeah, this is a very powerful chorus on this track. That climactic chorus just comes in a way that is absolutely beautiful. Wow, these guitar chords just kind of ascending over the music. Very powerful. Okay, I did really like that song. Definitely had a very powerful aura behind it. The song appears to be talking about like a love interest once again, but this time it's something where he wants them to stay safe from the outside world. And there's also an aspect of this where he's talking about, you know, deceiving words and the way that people talk about things, and that may relate to any of the bad publicity or press that people would give him as a person, and he doesn't want that to, these outside factors to affect this relationship that he's in, maybe. Or at least that's kind of what I'm getting from it, but very powerful, just way the music was assembled here, and I do really appreciate that. Very simple chorus, but at the same time had a lot of passion behind it, and yeah, pretty solid track for sure. Tourist is the name of the next song. Alright. It's definitely a much grittier sound. Damn, I love those little plucky strings over everything. That melody is so solid. The way that the song itself has just progressed already in this very first section. I really like the lyricism so far as well. So good. It's kind of got this like spaghetti western feeling to the guitars on this part. Also something that was kind of on First Impressions of Earth, if I'm not, yeah, I'm definitely remembering that right. There was some tracks that had this sort of almost western feel to it. These little backing synth notes that are in this chorus section are really dreamlike, I guess. It's such a vast diversity of sounds that are in this song. Oh wow. That's very nice. Yeah, this instrumental section here is just beautiful. Wow. Okay, yeah, that was really solid. I like that one quite a bit. Yeah, really poetic lyrics on here. Essentially just saying that he doesn't really feel like he belongs anywhere. And I really liked the raindrop metaphor in the beginning of the song. That was really nice as well. Very metaphorical all through the song. And the way that he described the urbanization of things, where everything used to be countryside and now it's all full of cities and everything, that was really neat as well. A great topic to kind of touch upon. Yeah, yeah, that was a really good track. Sounded very great too. I love the diversity of sounds in that song. Okay, so funny thing here, I realized that only those first 8 tracks were listed under the lyrics section on Genius, and I'm like, alright, what's up here? Why are the other ones not listed at all? Apparently the other 3 tracks are bonus tracks. So I am going to say a few things right now about the entirety of this album. I feel like it's a little bit all over the place, but I also feel like he needed a platform to express his very creative ideas, and that's essentially the songs that we're hearing here. It's a very nice collection of tracks, all covering some pretty different topics, but all having a really deep emotional impact. And there was some real tearjerker moments on here, and just some really odd experimental stuff that definitely has a very innovative edge to it that I liked quite a lot. Yeah, but I am excited to see what these bonus tracks are offering up then, just as a little bit more, because I feel like even though that last track was definitely a heavy moment of finality, that was pretty much the most consistency-based part of this album. I feel like most of these songs stand alone on their own merit pretty well, and that it wasn't necessarily a super interconnected album. So really the addition of bonus tracks just kind of is an addition to more of the album, kind of an extended version. So I guess I'm alright with the fact that I didn't really realize these were bonus tracks going into it. Old Hollywood is the name of the next song. Got some drums in here, sounding pretty nice. I do like this synth melody too. The synth pop direction he went on here is really pretty cool. Just gonna hit me like that straight away, are ya? This is a really gritty riff going through this song, and it just kind of drops out and gets replaced with this very peaceful melody, showing kind of a duality to the song. Out of the vocals that were featured on this album, I feel like these are kind of my least favorite. It seems a little washed up. It's such an undeniable rhythm, though. Yeah, this is mixed in a really nice way. The mixing on this ending part, wow. This is really neat. There's these little, it's this simple, I don't know what to necessarily call it, but it's this do-do-do-do. It's just like going from right to left. Sounds really interesting. Okay, yeah, that song is pretty cool. Like I said, the vocals there, wasn't a huge fan of that, and that's something that I commonly find myself saying here and there, just because they were mixed in a certain way where it was kind of hiding behind the music almost, but it does give it this very, like, melancholic feeling to it that I suppose this song was probably going for. And this song is definitely a critique of the media, of Hollywood, of the very homogenized nature of it all, and the stereotypes that come along with that lifestyle. Not a whole lot lyrically going on here, but it's pretty simple to see what is supposed to be going on here. That song sounded really cool though, and that outro section especially was really neat. 30-Minute Boyfriend is the name of the next track. Alright. It's got a really solid rhythm to start out with right away. It's an interesting angle this is taking here. This is so toxic, oh my god. Like, I know he's just playing a character, that's not what I'm trying to say, but he's doing a really good job of that. Oh wow, that sounds really neat. I like this. These little sounds that are placed throughout the mix, especially on these bonus tracks so far, just really neat. Oh, that's fucked up. Wow, I really like that riff that's playing in my right ear right now. I feel like he's a little bit too good at playing this character that he's playing in this song, because, like, fuck. I don't know. It's just kind of a fucked up angle. Clearly our narrator in this song is using fame or other factors to get with his friend's girlfriend for just temporary hookups. They're waiting for each other, but they're not lovers, so on and so forth. I hope you're not too lonely when I'm spending time with my old friend. That is... The song sounded really good, though. Like, really good. I really liked the way that song sounded. And I also noticed that these last 2 songs are the shortest ones on the album, so I guess he just kind of had some leftover ideas sitting around. and they seem like they might be fleshed out a little bit less into bigger pieces, which I'm totally okay with. I like shorter songs. Yeah, so interesting track, I suppose. Christmas Treat is the name of the next song, and the last song, and I am really fucking interested to see what that title is relating to. Is this trying to go on my Christmas playlist, dude? It's June, alright? I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with this. This is such a weird thing to stick at the album. I do really like that melody. I feel like this definitely might be taking kind of a satirical angle. Yeah, man, this is definitely going on the Christmas playlist, alright, but it's also June. I'm probably the only one, but there's something about this that really reminds me of Weezer. I don't know why. I feel like that's totally unwarranted, but it's just kind of the impression that I'm getting for some reason. Got the sleep bells coming back in, alright. Okay, yeah, so this appears to be attached to an SNL skit, and like I said, I feel like this is a little bit satirical, talking about good old Christmas in the US of A. I don't know, I feel like there's something, there might be some underlying things about this song that's not made blatantly clear. But I do really like the instrumental here. A lot more effort went into this than when a lot of bands just make their Christmas song. I feel like it was reminding me of Weezer because Weezer has so much Christmas music that they've put out before. Maybe that was it. And it's kind of indie type thing, you know? But either way, fun track, I guess. Like I've said a couple times now, it's going on the Christmas playlist, alright? We're gonna be bumping that when December comes along. Hopefully we have a December. Seriously, it's gonna be like the best Christmas ever, considering the end of this year seems like it's just never gonna get here. Either way, that was a definitely really cool album from Julian Casablancas. I am going to give my rating just on that first half, well, not first half, but first 8 songs that doesn't include the bonus tracks. I've talked a little bit in length already about what I thought of the whole album before I dived into these bonus tracks, but they aren't really going to be considered in my overall thoughts because that's not necessarily part of the base core album. All in all, I think I've pretty much said what I need to say about it. This is definitely a platform for Julian when he wanted to break away from the Strokes and do some more of his creative ideas. And I know that this was actually released right after First Impressions of Earth, and there's definitely some sounds on here that sound a lot like First Impressions of Earth, and I feel like his creative direction that he was trying to take with that album maybe is more so something that was executed on here, because First Impressions of Earth is probably my least favorite Strokes album, all things considered, and I think that exactly what he was trying to pull off, he pulled off a lot better on this album. Because you didn't have so many contributing factors to the ideas that he was trying to pull off. Like, I mean, on that last track, it had that kind of Western feel, and now tracks like On the Other Side definitely had that on First Impressions of Earth, and I feel like this was just a different way of executing exactly what he wanted to. Didn't have the hindrance of trying to make it sound like a Strokes song, also didn't have the hindrance of having to work with other people's ideas, even though that sounds like a kind of self-centered thing to do. I know that the band was definitely having problems at this point, and they took a long time in between here and Angles, and I think that that's when actually most of these solo projects started kind of firing up, this one included. So yeah, probably like a 7+ out of 10 on this. Decent album, lacked a little bit of consistency, had some really great ideas. Yeah, and that's about how I feel about it, I guess. But let me know what you thought of this album down in the comment section below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions. Drop a like on the video if you did like what you saw today, and subscribe to the channel for more music-related content coming your way. Hit the bell notification for that same reason. But that is just about going to wrap it up for this one, and I will see you in the next video.